And welcome back. The National Liquor Traders and the South African National Taxi Council have called on road users to stay vigilant as Easter traffic volumes peak. The road safety campaign is a continuation of the partnership between the two organizations to improve Easter road safety. Joining us now to tell us more about this is National Liquor Traders Convener Ntimane. He joins us in studio. Very good evening to Lucky. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me just start with this collaboration. You're calling on road users to, follow safety rules and drive safely. But I'm just wondering, the collaboration with the organizations that you're involved, I think Distal is one of them. Yes, what is unique about it? Why particularly over the Easter period?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So if maybe I can take us back to where the relationship or partnership started. It was on the 29th of March 2021, where we saw a need as national liquor traders to come together with like-minded organizations, as we understood that, taverns operate from a township. Taxi businesses are mainly found in our townships. Those are black-owned businesses. So we wanted to find synergies in which we can address issues that affect our societies and community. So one thing that we pointed out that we could easily latch on to quickly and make a difference was in the road safety space. As we know, issues of people drink and drive, also people that leave taverns at night have to walk home in a dangerous environment. So we wanted to partner so that we can address some of those issues that emanate from alcohol, but also common challenges that face us as a society, which is road safety.
SANTACO, I'm just particularly intrigued about whether there are or have been incidents of taxi drivers who have been involved in drunk driving, and whether you would see a great deal of that during this period as well. I certainly know from past experience years ago that I would have seen that, but is that a practice that occurs particularly within the taxi industry, let alone motorists?
I think the way the taxi industry is so strict, it is not easy for a taxi driver to get away with drinking and driving. And I know that the president of SANTACO is going to launch what we call street governance that looks at professionally in the taxi industry. And that also speaks to road safety issues. But be that as it may, taxi drivers, it's not easy for them that they can take a chance and get away with it because they interact with a lot of people. They are queue marshals, they are rank managers who interact with taxi drivers on a daily basis. So it will not be easy for a taxi driver to take that chance.
All right. So how do taxi or SANTACO then help with the assisting of road safety in preventing drunk driving of fellow motorists, because the relationship is not necessarily the best one. So I'm wondering, how are you navigating that space?
So SANTACO has a body called Hlokomela, which is a road safety engine that they've created to address particularly the issue of road safety. So in each and every taxi rank, there's a Hlokomela champion. So now we've developed checklists that ensure that we look at the tires, whether the taxi is of good quality to be able to travel. So we check the general health of a vehicle before it leaves the taxi rank. And we've seen a number of good results coming from that space where if a taxi is not in a good and fit position to travel, it is not allowed to leave a taxi rank. So this is a practice that we are seeing being common in most of the big taxi ranks that we have across the country. And we launched this campaign last year, December, of the checklist. And when we looked at the results in January, as released by the Department of Transport, out of the 9 provinces, 8 of the provinces showed massive reduction in road carnages. It was only Gauteng that was stubbornly high. The numbers have not gone down. Hence, our major focus in this festive season is in Gauteng.
All right, perhaps I was being a bit linear in my view, thinking of directly the Liquor Traders Association and SANTACO. But let's look at social ills that we know exist in our communities. You and I, the last time we spoke, was precisely around this, but we're looking at the Eastern Cape. So let's focus on Gauteng and what you're doing, particularly in dealing with these issues with local businesses.
So for us, we have always said and put it on record that we see ourselves as members of communities before we are business people. And it's important that in our actions, we reflect that. Hence, national liquor traders and taxis, one will not necessarily see how we can link, but because we operate from the same space, and our actions have a direct impact on how society views us. I mean, the tavern sector is not covered in glory. lots of bad apples that have created negative image for us. And similarly, something can be said about SANTACO. Hence, a measure drive between the two organizations to professionalize so that we can role models in our communities, because we know that we contribute massively to the jobs. SANTACO has a minimum of about 250,000 taxis in the country, meaning that there's a minimum of 250,000 drivers that are employed in that space. In taverns, we employ about 250,000 people as well. So combined, we have over 500,000 jobs that we are supporting. So it is important that we continue to support and sustain these industries, the taxi and the taverns.
Quick one, like you are running out of time. As we're speaking about businesses, regulated trading times, and ensuring that people adhere to that. They are businesses themselves, and this is a boom period to be able to drive up sales. How do you talk to them to make sure that they adhere to the rules and that people also don't overindulge? I mean, akvalwa, we know that during this period.
Look, so we have 9 different liquor laws in the country. So the tavern owner has laws that is linked to the liquor license that they have in a particular province. And the one important rule of that is that the closing time should be adhered to at all times. And if the owner fails to adhere to that, they even stand a chance of losing their liquor license. But also, equally important is to realize that we cannot afford, as liquor traders, to put the profits ahead of our communities. We cannot be playing music the whole night in disturbance of our neighbors or even our kids. So we need to be able at all times that we do not push the issue of profits.
All right. We really appreciated you coming through, like Ntimane, National Liquor Traders Convener, hoping the message comes out loud and clear to those who would be indulging or out there driving. So please do take care and be safe. Now,